This is Chuck Suter of ConstitutionalWar.org with a message from the Tea Party for United States Representatives Mark Walker, Richard Hudson, and Mark Meadows. Our Congressman Walter Jones from the 3rd District is helping to lead a charge against John Boehner to replace him with a new Speaker of the House. We know how the rules work. We're not fools. Nancy Pelosi has no chance of becoming Speaker because she could never attain that 50% plus one threshold no matter how many rounds of voting that we go through. Unless John Boehner and those guys get upset with us and run over there and vote for Nancy Pelosi. And you know what? That wouldn't be too shocking to some of us. That's why we are demanding that you guys stand up, stand with Walter Jones, and go against John Boehner. You all represent very conservative districts, and those districts should have very conservative representation, and those are the districts that the Tea Party needs to go after if those representing those districts aren't doing a good job. Mark Walker, let's start with you. You ran and campaigned on the idea that you would vote for somebody else as Speaker of the House. Now, you said Trey Gowdy. Okay, so you go from Trey Gowdy to John Boehner. That doesn't fly, brother. It doesn't pass the smell test. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. You can be replaced as well. And your first re-election is the hardest one, so I suggest people get ready to replace you if you vote for John Boehner. Don't tell me good things will come down the line. I've heard it all before. I'm an adult. Richard Hudson, you told me you just had to cut a deal with Paul Ryan and all the Patty Murray, and we got rid of parts of sequestration, but if we didn't do that, it was going to be worse. And now you say that your vote to defund Obamacare wasn't a good idea. And now you say that you're going to vote for Boehner. I mean, you haven't said that you will, but it's looking pretty good that you're going to. Mr. Hudson, you could be a conservative champion and you'd be loved by the 8th District here in North Carolina. If you vote for John Boehner, it's time for you to go. You need to start going in the other direction. I'm glad that you talk to me every time I see you. That's all good and nice. I'm not in politics to make friends. Mark Meadows, you helped lead the charge to defund Obamacare. How are you not the one out there championing the idea to vote for a different Speaker of the House? I mean, goodness gracious, brother. I mean, people might actually consider you as the Speaker of the House if you were showing some guts on this issue. Like Richard Hudson, you showed guts in the past, but you've kind of backed away from that. That's not good enough. Don't tell us that you've got to play ball so that you can have your voices heard. Well, guess what? The good bills are getting killed. The Cromnibus is getting passed. The government's getting reopened after Harry Reid and Obama shut it down. And we're being ruled by people like John Boehner, Robert Pittenger, Darrell Issa, and any other rhino that is out there that likes to pal around with Barack Obama. Now, the great cop-out can be for everybody, but Trey Gowdy says, no, forget Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy wants to nominate John Boehner because he's going to get special positions. So screw everybody else, right, Trey Gowdy? I mean, is that the idea here? Screw everybody else. I've got to keep my committee assignments. Judge Napolitano broke it down the other day when you brought up Jonathan Gruber, the MIT guy that called Americans stupid. You could have put him under oath and actually asked questions and made him testify that would have been criminal if he would have lied to you guys, and you could have gotten answers that could have gotten Obama and these guys in big trouble. Instead, you just grandstanded, which is what most people want their committee assignments for in the first place. So they can get up there, grandstand, and people back home can say, right on, I saw it on Fox News. Turn your TVs off, people. Turn your TVs off. Those soundbite clips of, oh wow, he asked him a tough question and Gruber looked dumb. Okay, then Gruber went and drank martinis, and I don't know. I would hope that Gowdy didn't join him, but it sometimes makes you wonder. This is a warning to you guys. Be conservative. Be on the side of the Tea Party, on the side of the liberty movement, on the side of Barry Goldwater, on the side of, Ronald Reagan, on the side of, figures like Calvin Coolidge, on the side of people like Thomas Massey and Louis Gohmert, and even Justin Amash and Walter Jones. You gentlemen need to have a little bit of hindsight. You cannot, foresight, excuse me, you cannot really believe that Republicans are going to continue to win elections and John Boehner is hip and cool. No, folks, it's not. Be ahead of the curve, okay? We're with you, here to support you, so you guys can have big fat salaries and work a third of the year and look all nice and wear a nice suit and all that. Yeah, that's called working man suit. Vote against John Boehner, or you are no better than John Boehner and Nancy Pelosi and the rest of them. You promised, Mark Walker. Now you're going to go back on it. Thought you ran a church or something. Isn't there some scripture about not going back on your word? This is Chuck Suter of ConstitutionalWar.org. And for those Tea Party folks out there that, or fake Tea Party folks out there that support this kind of crap, you guys are all on notice too. Nobody takes you serious anymore. The folks that attacked me for not being Tea Party are the ones now making excuses for John Boehner. I know you guys are in the ear and getting access to these politicians that, rise and fall every election cycle. But you politicians out there and you campaign managers and you staffers, you catch hold of this video, you should pay close attention. Those fake Tea Partiers are going by the wayside. Nobody trusts them because they tell us to hold our nose and shut up and vote for, the Republican no matter what. The rest of the people are sick and tired and aren't doing it anymore ever again. We want conservative constitutional government. And if you're not on board with us, then we're going to throw you overboard, just like that tea into the Boston Harbor. This is Chuck Suter of ConstitutionalWar.org.